What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the news today as it pertains to the crypto space. We're not going to go over too many specific stories in the news, but I do want to hit some headline pieces that I'm sure a lot of you are aware of right now. And, whether it's China banning Bitcoin or banning crypto, laying on some regulations that are a bit hawkish on crypto, whether it's high CPI data and inflation rates are high, or maybe they're not as high as they say they are, maybe they're not, maybe they're higher than they say they are, but whatever the case may be, Scott Bessent, or however you pronounce his last name, saying that they're not going to add to the Bitcoin strategic reserve. All the BS that you hear, all the stuff that you hear at the top, or after the drop, I should say, that encourages you to sell and make the wrong decision, right? Keep your mind clear, keep your head right. We are about to pump through the freaking roof across the whole damn board, you guys. The average altcoin, we did this video earlier, I think it was like yesterday that I made a video, and I've made it several times, where the average altcoin expectation is to see about a 20x between now and the end of the cycle. Between now and the end of this next phase, sometime in September or October, the average altcoin should see anything from like a 3 to a 5x, okay? Let alone any altcoin that's got a lower market cap or anything that's been outperforming the market so far. There's going to be coins that are well known that see 10x moves, 20x moves. Beyond that, we're going to have headline news stories just on these crazy pumps that are coming out, just like we do every single cycle. But I do want to address that one thing that Scott Bessent said. I've got that pulled up here. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Let's see. Bessent. Yeah, Scott Bessent. He posted this about 8 hours ago. Bitcoin that has been finally forfeited to the federal government will be the foundation of the strategic Bitcoin reserve. So the foundation, the commencement of this strategic reserve will be confiscated Bitcoins, right? That's basically it, essentially, right? Anything that's made it to the federal government, which it's only going to make it to they're not buying any, right? It's been forfeited to the federal government through confiscation or through other means, right? But probably through confiscation, through criminal activity, will be the foundation of the strategic reserve that President Trump established in his March executive order. In addition, so this is that next step, right? What they are going to add to it. The whole story, the whole piece that they're not going to add to it is Fugazi. Of course they're going to add to their strategic reserve. Of course they are. And if they talk about selling any of their strategic reserve, by the way, they've talked about that for months too. There's Trump in his like early days was talking about how they could use that reserve to help alleviate some of the debt and stuff that they're accruing and stuff that they're accruing. Why can't I talk? Alleviate the debt that America is accruing. That's what I'm trying to say. In addition, Treasury is committed to exploring budget-neutral pathways to acquire more Bitcoin to expand the reserve, and to execute on the president's promise to make the United States the Bitcoin superpower of the world. You guys, he's saying the Bitcoin superpower of the world. Trump said the crypto capital of the world. So this is a little bit more focused on Bitcoin. If anything, that shows that they're more serious about Bitcoin than any other crypto. And if you were a billionaire, if you were a multi-billionaire, if you were a nation state and you're trying to acquire the hardest asset in the world, it's rock hard, you guys, and it has a cap on the supply, would you want the whole world to know that you're buying as much as you can every single second, every single day of the week that you can? Or do you try to play it off like, we'll add to it here and there. We're not in a rush. If we can, budget neutral, if we can figure out a way to get this where it doesn't put us in debt, okay. But if not, we're fine. Of course they're buying it. Of course they are loading up the truck on Bitcoin, you guys. And as far as the strategic reserve is concerned, or what's publicly known to that, okay, maybe not. But MicroStrategy, American companies, Americans themselves, America is the largest holder of Bitcoin and cryptos across the world. It's literally how it is. Maybe not every single crypto, but the majority of them, right? The majority of money is in crypto. Not only that, but you guys, we've got about $215 billion in corporate Bitcoin investments as of today, okay? Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. That's up in the air, right? I don't think it matters. It's irrelevant. Is it good? Is it bad? People are going to weigh in now. It's good because corporate involvement, institutional involvement implies that we're going to see more inflows and that it's going to pump the price of Bitcoin. I say it's irrelevant because who cares? With or without we don't need the corporations. We don't need the governments. We don't need the angel investors and the venture capitalists. They need us. They need Bitcoin there's not enough Bitcoin to go around for everybody. They need Bitcoin. With or without them, it's going to be worth millions of dollars, okay? With or without them. Is it a bad thing that corporations are getting into Bitcoin? Maybe, because then it centralizes things. It can, it can put things in a certain vulnerable state of being, especially if people are fraudulent, let's say, with their holdings, or some kind of something happens. Like if you have big figures that are responsible for a large amount of Bitcoin holdings and something fraudulent happens with these figures, that can really shake things up, right? And it's nothing to do with Bitcoin, but it's something to do with them. And if they're holding a large portion of the supply, that can shake things up. But again, long term, it's irrelevant. Long term, it's irrelevant. And people, if anybody's saying it's good, it's bad, who cares? It's a fart in the wind. It doesn't matter. Talking about corporations, ETH ETFs, I got a little note here, had a record-breaking inflow yesterday of $727 million in a single day, which is outpacing the current token issuance, right? So there's not enough Ethereum to go around either. You've got corporations, countries, wealthy people around the world who are sucking up the supply of Bitcoin faster than it can be mined. That's the number one crypto. You have institutions, let alone retail investors or other investors, institutions with record-breaking inflows in Ethereum ETFs, right, sucking up more Ethereum than there is token issuance daily. The top two cryptos can't even keep up with the supply. Demand is at all-time highs. And this little pump that we've seen over the past week and this little shakeout that we saw, we're nowhere near the end of the cycle, you guys. We're only getting started. The truck is being loaded up, and we're about to rip. We are really about to rip. Now, in the question or the thought of this, being a bubble, sure, there's bubbles every single cycle, right? We're gonna blow that bubble up, and eventually that bubble will pop. That's what a bear market is. There will be a bear market, and that time will come, but it's just not now. So buckle up, load up your own truck. Okay, do not let the media shake you out. Remember, the media is not there to help you, you guys. It's there to engage you. It's there to engage you. It's not there to tell you the truth. Most of the time, it's there to tell you the lie. It's old news that's brought to you as new news, right? Like any time that you hear that a wealthy individual is finally investing in crypto or Bitcoin, or an institution is investing in Bitcoin, they've been investing in it for months, for years probably, right? JP Morgan and the top, I think 4 out of the top 5 banks in the world have actually been investing in Bitcoin and other cryptos since like 2017 or earlier, right? And we're only hearing about it maybe we're not only hearing about it, but it's becoming more like publicly accepted this cycle. You know what I mean? You're not the first person to hear news whenever it gets to you. The news is not there to help you. It's there to engage you, and oftentimes even mislead you, right? And maybe trigger an emotional response. So any of the news, any of the negative news that you might hear today, tomorrow, during this shakeout, I'm not completely sure that this shakeout is done with yet, you guys. I'm looking at the charts here. Let me see. Hold on. Let's pull it up. I don't think that we're done with this shakeout yet. I think that we have a little bit lower to go. Bitcoin's sitting at 119K right now, and that's nice. Maybe we can reverse things. Again, we're in that very bullish phase of the market, and every time we get a bearish candle, we get a bullish candle to answer it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin, Ethereum, your favorite altcoins, took a little bit more of a bath over the coming days. Did Ethereum take a little bath too? No, it's up. Sorry. But going into next week, going into the end of the month, going into the end of this year, everything is right on track. Everything is exactly as it should be, and we've got a lot of good things coming our way. So just hold, buy the dip, all that good stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.